Hello, 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 hello. Sophie, hello, good evening. Hi, Linda, Talia, Angela, Sue, Linda, Julie, Nicole, two Mandys. Hi, Carol, Sharon, Dawn, Molly. Hello. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh. I hope you're all having a good day, a good Tuesday, and obviously a good Valentine's Day. Sorry, let me just do that there. Okay, and I'm here. Perfect. Hello, hello, hello. How's Aaron feeling? Yeah, he's definitely getting there. Definitely. I don't know. He's working and stuff, so he's definitely feeling better than he did. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, Jackie, Robin, Madeline. Hi, Elaine, Yvonne, Hannah. How are we all? Did you all have a good weekend? So I'm just setting up this bit that goes underneath my board here. Neil bought you tickets to see Dave Gorman for Valentine's. Oh, I'm not sure. Is that a? I'm gonna guess Sophie comedian. Now I do apologise. I'm not very good with names. If I saw a face, I probably would recognise. But yeah. I'm sorry. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, Linda. Hi, Rachel. So today, yep, he has a program on Dave. So I probably would know him then. I just don't know the name, which is really cool. Where are you going to see him? Hello. Okay, so let me just pop that up there. Today is a normal live. So we have got our gifting gonks still available. They'll be available for the next week or so before they go off the website. We've still got our stick pick or sparkle dips available, and then we're opening normal oil. Let me try again. Opening normal orders as well for single oysters or jewellery as well. So it's just a normal live today. It just happens that we're on Valentine's Day. There is still space available for today if anybody would like to order. I'll do an updated order list as we go, as always, and I have just updated the order list on the page as well. So if you have ordered, hopefully you can see whereabouts you are on that order list. It's a theatre in... Oh wow, it's not long though, Sophie. 17th of March. I'll have to research the pictures. If I research the name, then I bet I'll know who it is straight away. Neil, good evening. Hello. Right, so shall we get started for today? Hello, hello, hello. There was something else I was going to say. So I was just looking out to see if I left any clues anywhere. I didn't. Okay, if it comes to me, I'll say as always, but it just... no, it's completely gone. I was going to say something. Right, so up first today is Carol Gale. Carol, are you here? Carol Gale, are you here? Has anybody done anything nice today for Valentine's Day? Or just nice in general for a Tuesday? Keep looking at the Mother's Day giraffe cage pendant. So it's sat in your basket till I got the money for it. Oh, bless you, Catherine. I think that one off the top of my head can hold... Is that the one which can hold 2 pearls as well? Hello, hello, hello. Normal day for you. It's been a normal day for me as well, Linda. Spent it with Sophie and the kids, which is always, yeah, I agree, Neil, that is always nice family time. Aaron's been at work today and I took the kids to Laser Maze with my mum. So I spent 2 hours sitting there waiting for them to finish laser tagging each other. Oh, Charlie, congratulations. Wow. Possibly 3 then, Catherine. I know that is a slightly larger cage pendant, the Giraffe Mother's Day one. Currently looking for Carol Gale. Carol, if you are here, please type I'm invisible. That will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And as always, if anyone can see Carol, please comment on her comment because that will bring it forward so I can see as well. Pelicans. Oh, I like that one, Debbie. Pelicans. Oh. Happy Valentine's Day to you as well. You had a cyclone. Oh, Bronnie, I hope you're all staying safe, my lovely. No power for 2 days. Is it warmer out there? I think from the top of my mind, it's like my brain's saying it's slightly warmer out there for you. As in you're not freezing cold, fingers crossed. Bless you, but I hope nobody's hurt. I don't watch the news anymore. I get Aaron to tell me what's going on in the world, so I haven't heard about that yet. Bless you. Hello. Right, so last call for Carol Gale. If not, we will move on. It's summer there. I thought it was Bronnie. Not that that makes it better, but with no power and then in the winter is also, what am I trying to say? Slightly worse? I don't know if that is worse. Sorry. Right, I haven't seen Carol, so we're going to move on. If she does come on, we will add her back in again, but it will be to the end of the order list. Let me just mark that Carol's not here yet, but hopefully, like I say, she'll come on soon. So up next then is Robin Wilson. Robin, are you here? Now, I think I saw you at the beginning, Robin, so hopefully you're still here. Yes, Savannah, I believe I emailed. Let me make a note. I believe I emailed my lovely about the 25 pearl oysters. Check 25 pearl oyster emails. Possibly have a look in a junk folder or anything like that to have a look to see if they're there. Robin, hello, hello, hello. So what sorry, Robin, let me try that again. If we start with your stick pick or sparkle dips, if that's okay with you, and then we'll go from there. So we'll do your stick pick sparkle dips, then we'll do your gifting gonk, and then what we'll do is we'll all do your oysters all at the end. So you've got a couple of extra oyster openings as well. So we'll open them at the end all together, if that's okay. And then you can decide what colours you'd like wear from there, if that's okay with you. So to start with then, you've got 2 stick pick or sparkle dips. So that's in here. Let's go down. Perfect. Your twins are turning 16 tomorrow, so they're getting treats. Oh, well, happy birthday for your twins. 16. Oh, I love that age. But yeah, okay, so good luck, guys. Hopefully, yeah, this camera's okay. So if I pick 2 of these for you, there's 1, oh, and 2. So 2 envelopes here. Let's open up the first one first. Okay, so in here, your first one I can see is a traditional crystal heart charm, and the crystal heart is the darker green crystal heart here. So you can see it's a nice deep green. Oh, so let me hold it against the lighter background just so you can see. So it's a deep green crystal heart there. So I hope you're happy with that charm. Now what we've done is I've paired this with a gorgeous, slightly brighter sea green pearl. So then you've got the green of the heart and the green of the pearl together. Now what I'll need to know is, if you're, sorry, I'm just going to do this zip up. There we go. If you're happy with this one, you can stick. Oh, there we go. You can see it there. So that's not touching the card there. So you can see, if you're happy with this one, you can stick. Or if you'd like to change the colour. Oh no, love it, stick with that one. One of the twins' favourite colour is green. Oh, I love it. My favourite colour is green as well, so that's a good decision. But I'm glad you're happy with that one. The reverse of that one does have like a mirror effect, as you can see there. So it is a double-sided. So you've got the green at the front, and then like the mirrored green at the back, and then with the green pearl there. Okay, so that's your first one we're happy with. Moving on to number 2. Okay, so in here, and you have got a crystal spike charm, and this time we're going for blues. So you've had a green charm, and now you've got a blue charm. So this is a crystal spike Bermuda blue crystal, which means it's got lighter and darker blues. Sorry, I'm just going to get it focused. Let's try again on here. There we go, lighter and darker blues in the crystal itself, depending on where the light catches him. And this one I've paired with a larger dark TARDIS blue pearl. So then you'll see, if I just get it focused again. There we go, you can see the different blues against the pearl. Stick with that one as well, of course. Okay, perfect. So let me just bring you back up here. So we're not swapping those pearls in, so you're happy with those. Brilliant. I'm just going to write down stick so I don't forget. Okay, so that's your first one. Then we have 2 of the gifting gonks. So if we go across to the gonks, my lovely, if you tell me which 2 you would like, and then we'll bring them both across if that's okay. So we've got Besotted, Smitten, Charmed and Hopeful. So which 2 gonks would you like? Besotted and Hopeful, donate the shells. So Besotted is this one here, and then Hopeful is this one here. So if I bring them straight back, so hopeful, besotted, we'll open up besotted first. So that one's besotted, this one's hopeful. So in your first one, and straight away I can see a crystal pendant there, and you've got 1, 2, 3 oysters with your first one. And this is the jagged crystal pendant. Now this is the clear crystal pendant here. So we do have this one in various colours. You can choose to have your pearl on or off of the jewellery. There we go. And if you choose to have your pearl on the jewellery, it does sit at the top here and would be able to move around. Now if I show you, so with my glove behind it there, you see with the facets and the way that it's cut, it's picking up different colours and different lights. So even though it's resting on top of the black glove, you can still see it's picking up colours from elsewhere as well. Okay, so you can see it's called the jagged crystal pendant because it's got all, it's not sharp, but it's got all this, it's an unusual shaped pendant. So as you can see, it's got the frosted crystal and then the clearer crystal, just depending on where you're looking. So I hope you're happy with that one. And then like I say, you can have a pearl on or off of that jewellery there. On the pendant, okay, perfect. So we can go through the colours at the end. And then 3 oysters with that one. Then with your second parcel, you have got a pair of earrings there, and then 1, 2 and 3 oysters. So a pair of earrings. Now I believe on the website these are called the ponder earrings. So they are 925 silver, they are hook back earrings, and we do need to have 2 pearls which go on these earrings. So you can see that we've got the border of a heart, and then your pearls hang from the bottom of each heart. Okay, so 925 silver hook back earrings, and then they've got the ponder hearts with the pearls hanging from the bottom. I hope you're happy with those as well. And then like I say, so we definitely do need the 2 pearl colours at the bottom of that one. Love those, perfect. So you've got your 3 and 3 oysters here. I'm keeping them in the little groups just so then you can see which ones come where. Additionally, you've got 1, 2 and 3 oysters as well. Just double checking. 1, 2 and 3. So if it's okay with you, I'll get those 3 oysters as well and pop them on the end here. So while I just open these up, what additional 3 oysters would you like? We've got mystery oysters, which are a mix of all of the colours. We've got Nunu rainbow oysters, which are darker rainbow colours. Expand the rainbow oysters, which are lighter rainbow colours, and normal natural oysters, which are natural colours. Mystery, okay, perfect. So I've kept those in the groups of 3, just so you can see what oysters came from which parcel. And then we're just going to quickly bring you back up so we can grab 3 mystery oysters as well. 1, 2 and 3. So you've said to donate the shells. Let's go back down so you can see. So you've said to donate the shells. Are there certain colours you're hoping for? So we've got, obviously you've got those pair of earrings and then that crystal pendant, and then you've got your items as well. Or are we going to wait and see what colours come out and then go from there? So if we start with the first set of 3, oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in oyster number 1, you have got a chocolate bronze. And there's no more in that one. So if I dry this up and hold him up for you, just pop it there for me, bud, please. So here is your chocolate bronze. Pop it out and pop it there for me, please, bud. Okay, moving on to oyster number 2 from parcel number 1. Thank you. Could you take my watch, please? There's one side. Thank you, Bab. And the other side. And oh, look at those. In here, you are twinning. Sorry, Aaron just brought me my medication. I do apologise. So you are twinning. And there's your mother of pearl. So if I have a squidge, pop those out, but then have a squidge here. Okay, so there's no more in that one. Let me just take these pieces away. Now, I can already see these look like they're a burgundy purple. They look like they've got some red in them and some purple in them. So they're going to be sort of that in-between tone. Also, they are slightly, very, very slightly different shades. Now, let me just see in the sand if it's going to come up. Yeah, I think you'll be able to see the different shades there. But you can see that some's purple and some is that sort of reddy tone. Oh, and I've just seen that you're hoping for lilacs and pinky rose golds. Okay, fingers crossed for the lilacs and pinky rose golds, Robin. So that's from your first 2 oysters, and then moving on to oyster number 3. So this is the last one from the first parcel. So this was the crystal parcel. There's one side. And the other side. And in here you've got a darker grape purple, and there's no more in that one. So if I dry him up for you as well, and here is your darker grape purple. I'm going to pop him on the other side of the chocolate bronze so you can see the top row was from your first 3 oysters. Grape purple, chocolate bronze, and then twinning burgundy purples. Moving on to the next 3 oysters. So I'm just moving these up from the mystery oysters there. So your next 3 oysters this is from the earrings parcel. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and in here you have got a pinkle. And there's no more in that one. So a pinkle is a mix between a pink and a purple. So it's a base pink colour, but then he's got a slight purpley overtone to him, making him a slight purpley pink. Now I think on the camera it actually looks slightly more candy floss pink, but I can definitely say he does have that purple tone to him there. Possibly if another pink comes out, you'll see the difference. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are quadding. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and you've got a lilac purple pearl there. So you was hoping for a lilac purple, and one has come out within the quads. Right, I'm just going to dry these up for you. Okay, so you have got lilac purple, dark grape purple, very similar, having it below the burgundy purples there. We can see the slight difference. A coral, and then a darker chocolate. So, oh, let me zoom out, sorry. So lilac purple, grape purple. So comparing these two, you can definitely see the red in these purple ones up here. Coral, and then a darker chocolate there. And then moving on to the last oyster from your second parcel. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with coral twins. Now straight away I can see that these two are visually slightly different in sizes. So we do have one larger coral and then one slightly smaller coral. I am just going to pop these underneath here. What I'm going to do, just to make it so the camera is going to fit all your pearls in, I'm just going to realign them slightly. There we go. So the top row is from your first 3 oysters, then you've got your quadding oyster, and then you can just see the coral twins next to each other that have just come out. So you can see the larger ones on this side here, and then I've popped your pinkle next to him there. So we've still got your 3 mystery oysters to go. So still possibly hoping for pinky rose golds. And are you hoping for more lilacs, or are you happy with just the one lilac there? So moving on to your next oyster. Sorry, there we go. You've got a lighter, softer pop there. And in here, now there is a little bit of flesh on this side, hoping for one more for the earrings. Okay, fingers crossed for you. So there's no pearls there. Robin, oh, you are twinning with lilac purple twins. So I literally just asked you if you was hoping for any more. There's no more in that one. And now we've got the twins, so you could have the purples on the earrings if you wanted to. They look like they are the same size, possibly just the slightest difference in shade, but can you see it's only just different there? Not a lot in it at all, but they are gorgeous. And they're a slightly different shade to this lilac up here, if you can see. Brilliant, perfect. So still 2 oysters to go. Moving on to your next mystery oyster. Softer pop there. Oh, and in here there's only a little bit of flesh on that side. There we go. So you can see that there's no pearls there. And I can see again you are twinning for a 1, 2, 3. So this is your 4th set of twins, my lovely, and they're a gorgeous TARDIS blue twin. There's no more in that one. So if I dry these off, and again these do look very, very similar in colour and size here. Quite larger twins there as well. I'm going to actually change that and say they're Pepsi blue moving into the TARDIS blue. So they're a darker Pepsi blue tone to those twins. I'll go through all the colours again in a moment. Let's open up your last oyster. Then, like I say, I'll go through all of them for you. Moving on to your last one. So again, this one is a mystery oyster again. Quite a nice sharp pop with that one. And in here there's a little bit of flesh there, but we can see that there's no pearls on that side. And then if we have a squidge in here, oh, you have got a blush pink, and there's no more in that one. So you've got a blush pink. Now in the sand, I'm actually going to pop this blush pink next to your pinkle, and then hopefully that will bring out the colour in the pinkle pearl. So if I pop that there. There you go. So you can see with the pinkle there, you can see the purple in him. Now he's next to that pink. Right, so let's go through all of these for you. Your top row, you've got a great purple, darker chocolate bronze, and then twinning purple burgundies. So they're purple with that reddy tone. You've got a single lilac, darker grape purple, coral and a dark chocolate, blush pink and pinkle, twinning corals, visually one's larger than the other, twinning dark Pepsi blues and twinning lilac purples as well. Now, Robin, if you're happy with all of these colours, that's perfect. If you're not happy, we can swap one or all of them for you, or anything in between. And if you'd like some time to think about what colours you'd like where, you can take a screenshot and then email me your choice across. Or if you do know now and would like to say now, that's absolutely fine as well. So it's completely up to you. I'm going to start measuring them, and then just let me know when you know what you'd like to do. So as a reminder for the gifting gonks, you've got the earrings and the crystal pendant for your pearls to go on to. So the single grape purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The chocolate bronze is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Burgundy purple twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he is a 7.5. And burgundy purple twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So they're measuring the same size there. Quadding oyster lilac purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Grape purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the dark chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well. Moving on to your blush pink, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Your pinkle is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And then coral twin number 1, this is the visually smaller of the two. He's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And then the visually larger of the two is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So they are measuring different sizes, but the coral from the quadding and the twin are the same size with the 7.5s, if that helps at all, if you wanted the corals on anything. Moving on to your Pepsi blue twin number 1, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Pepsi blue number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. So they're also measuring the same size. Last but not least, lilac purple twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So they are also measuring the same size. Oh, can we switch the chocolate for a pastel gold, gunmetal for a light sea green, twinning purple for 1 silver, 1 pastel yellow. Okie dokie. So chocolate, the gunmetal, the twinning purples. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm just moving your other pearls up, so then I can bring in your new colours down the bottom so you can see them, to let me know if you're okay with them. So we're going to go for a pastel gold. Oh, I've given myself too much choice today. Pastel gold. A lighter sea green. Are you planning for your sea green to go on any jewellery? I only ask because if you wanted that as a loose pearl, there will be a weight for the sea green. If it's going on the jewellery, I do have a pre-drilled sea green I can add in. So I hope that makes sense. If you don't mind waiting and it is loose, then that's absolutely fine. So light silver and then pastel yellow. Pre-drilled is fine. Perfect. Oh, that's a larger pastel yellow. Let me show you him. So, oh, do I have one? I thought I saw a flash of green. Oh, yeah, there's one down there. So for those of you who don't know, This bag I drilled over a year ago, ready to, when I do the pre-made jewellery. So, for example, these stick pickle sparkle dip, they have pearls ready-made on there. So I pre-drilled that bag of pearls ready to do that with jewellery, and then I popped it away, and I didn't, I forgot about it, in all honesty. I popped it away. So these ones I've already drilled, they've got the holes in, ready to be popped on the jewellery. So they're the colours down the bottom there. So we've got pastel gold. This is a lighter silver. I can go for a darker silver if you prefer. Pastel yellow, and then the lighter sea green, which does have the hole in there. And can you swap the corals? One bright, let me try that again. One bright red and one watermelon. Is that the coral twins? I'm going to put them to the side. Just confirm for me if it is the twins, or if you prefer one twin and one of the singles. So a watermelon. The twins are fine, perfect. And red. That's the brightest red I've got again. Again, unless you prefer to have a pre-drilled red, this is the brightest one I've got at the moment. Okay, so let me go through and show you what we've done here. So I've added in the watermelon and that red there, and then the pastel gold, lighter silver. Like I say, I can change that for a darker silver, pastel yellow and a sea green. Just confirm if you're happy with those shades or not. If not, I can change them for you. With the sea green though, I may not be able to, I didn't see another one in there, so I may not be able to swap that straight away. But if it's not the correct colour, I can definitely pop it down on the waiting list to change. I do have a brighter red. Again, like I say, it is pre-drilled. Drilled is fine. Okay, so it does have that hole in him. Oh, that one down there is a bright one. I might sort these pre-drilled pearls out into colours, into coloured pots. Because if I'm going to give them as an option, then it will be easier, I think. Actually, let's keep that down there. Okay, so I've added in that red there, so you can definitely see that's brighter than the one we had. The bright reds are very close to the watermelons, actually. Let me just get him focused. So the difference is the watermelons have got that slight orangey spectrum sort of colour to them. And the red has got that more burgundy tone, but it's very, very close. Okay, what do we think to those 6 pearls that I've added in? Oh, okay, so love the colours. Okay, perfect. I'm just going to bring you up so I can write this down. But I'm glad you're happy with the colours there. So, can we put the lilac twins on the heart earrings? So, heart earrings, we've got lilacs on there. Just going to be taking them out the sand as we go as well. Studs out of the Pepsi twins. For the studs, invoice for studs with the Pepsi twins, of course. Again, I'm just taking them out as we go. Yellow on the dandelion, so yellow on there. Gold on the leaf, gold on there. Pinkle on the anklet, purple. And small lobster clasps on the rest. Yes, of course. And red on the crystal pendant. Actually, no, do the silver on the crystal pendant. Okie dokie. So I'm just going to go back through this in a second. So silver on there. And then you'd like the rest on small lobster fittings. Okay, and then if I just make a note as well that the green and red are pre-drilled, just so I don't drill them again. Okie dokie, so I'm just going to go through that again for you, just so you can see what I've got and confirm everything's correct. Okie dokie, so I've got on the heart earrings, we've got 2 lilac pearls. On the crystal pendant, you've got the silver. On the leaf, you've got the pastel gold. And then on the anklets, you've got the pinkle. On the dandelion charm, you've got the yellow. And then you'd like to be invoiced for the Pepsi blue twins on stud earrings. And then invoiced for the rest of the pearls on small lobster fittings. Is that all correct, Robin? And then we've got your stick pick or sparkle dip crystals as well. Perfect. Yay. Okay, so I'm just attaching all of this on here for you. Bear with me. There we go. Okie dokie. No, you're very welcome. Right, so the invoice will get sent across for you tomorrow. It will go to the email address that's on the order form. And I want to thank you ever so much for the donations with your shells. And I hope your twins have a brilliant birthday as well. And of course, I hope you're all happy with everything once it arrives. And that's safe up there for you. Aaron's doing well. Yeah, he's definitely on the... I think he's on the better side of it. We don't know if it's come out or not, but he's not in pain at the moment. So, we don't know. But yeah, Robin, you're very, very welcome. Right, up next then today is Anne Mulder. Anne, are you here? Anne Mulder, are you here? Now, Anne, if you're here, please type I'm invisible. That will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And if anyone else can see Anne, as always, please comment on her comment because that will bring it forward so I can see as well. So I'm looking for Anne Mulder. Anne, are you here? Oh, I thought that was going to fall then. No, Cindy, I haven't. I haven't received anything as of yet. Oh, bless you, Jamie. Do I drink my tea even if it's cold? No, I can't stand cold tea. I can do lukewarm tea, but when it goes to that tepid, you can't tell if it's warm or cold. I can't drink it from that point onwards. So yeah, if I am talking too much and I forget about it, I can't drink it anymore. So you'll often find me sort of downing it just before it gets to that stage where I've just looked over and remembered I've got a tea. Wendy, bless you. Thank you ever so much for the stars there. It's very, very kind of you. Okay, so I haven't seen Anne, so we're going to move on. If she comes on, then of course we'll add her back in again, but it will be to the end of the order list. Which means up next then today is Cindy Brown. Cindy, I've just seen you, haven't I, Cindy? Cindy Brown, are you still here? My name's Brecken. Cold coffee is horrid too. See, I don't like cold coffee that I had hot to drink hot, but I love an iced coffee. So yeah, it's one of those weird ones. Cindy, hello. Cindy, you have got 2 of our gifting gonks. So let's go across, my lovely. Which 2 would you like? We've got Besotted, Smitten, Charmed and Hopeful. I'd say I'd say I'd have at least 1 iced coffee a day, whether it's normal coffee or decaf coffee. I've got like a little ice blitzer in the kitchen. Just make a cold coffee. Exactly, Amy. Exactly. Cindy, donate the shells, perfect. And you're hoping for Smitten and Hopeful. So Smitten is this one here, and Hopeful is this one here. So if we open up Smitten first. Okay, so Smitten is this one. Good luck, my lovely. Oh, I can see a peeper straight away. And you have got 2 items of jewellery in your parcel, or your first parcel, I should say. And you've got 1, 2, and 3 oysters in there. Okay, so if we have a look, if we have a look at your charm to start with, this charm has got a light silver pearl on him. And this is the Stingray charm. Now this is actually a 3D charm. So you can see, or is it a manta ray? Stingray. I'm going to go with Stingray. This is a Stingray. Now if I turn him around, you've actually got, as they are, the eyes, the mouth and the detailing on the reverse side of him as well. And then on the front side again. Now this is, like I said, it's got a silver pearl on him. So if I hold it where the fitting would be, it drops down in between the fins there, and they sort of catch it as it goes side to side. It can go outside of them as well if I just wiggle the pearl. There we go. So it can as you can see, sort of move out of it like that. But it does like sort of going in between the two fins. It catches the pearl either side. So I hope you're happy with that one. So you've already got your pearl on there, and of course I'll attach the fitting that you've already chosen. Now your second item in here is a pendant. Now this one you can choose to have your pearl on or off of the jewellery. It's going to be up to you. Now this one is a heart. Okay, and this one can hang either way. So your heart can go there, but it can also travel along here, and it can hang this side as well. So it can go either way. Now your pearl also goes on this section here as well. So it sort of sits in the middle of the heart there, but would be able to move side to side. So you can have a pearl on or off the jewellery here, Cindy. I hope you're happy with that one. And then if we move on to opening, so that's just a piece of, not kitchen towel, tissue paper. If we move on to parcel number 2, and then we'll open up all of your oysters at the end there. So parcel number 2. And in here you have got a crystal pendant and 1, 2 and 3 oysters there. So your crystal pendant, now these are the long thinner crystal pendants, the baguette crystals. So this is the Silver Night crystal, which means it's a base of a lighter silver, but as you can see it does have slight darker areas to him, and it does reflect, it's very reflective, it does reflect colours as well, but his base is a light silver. So even on the reverse side you can see it's got that sort of metallic silver tone, and then you've got your crystal colouring, or crystal at the front I should say. Now this one, Cindy, you can have your pearl on or off of the jewellery. If on, it sits at the top and can move around, or you can keep this one as it is and have the pearl loose. So that's going to be up to you. So I hope you're happy with that one as well, my lovely. Okay, so if we get your oysters open, again I'm going to keep them in the 2 sort of groups so you can see which oyster came from which parcel. With the gifting gonks, no, they don't come with the chain. However, if you got the jewellery singularly on the website, so that does then come with the chain. It will give you the chain option, and that's included in the price there. Oh, right, so the first 3 here, Cindy, donating the shells. Is there certain colours that you're hoping for at all? Oyster number 1. There's one side. Oh, and the other side. Okay, so your first pearl is a darker pearl there, and there's no more in that one. Now I think I definitely saw a flash of blue then. He's a slightly two-tonal midnight blue. So he's just got a slight flash, can you see that, of silver there? But the rest of him, oh, I don't know if it's showing up. He is a gorgeous midnight blue shade. Can you see it against the black of the glove? Honestly, if I just pop him like that, hopefully you can see that blue there. So midnight blue to start with. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here, sticking with your blue theme, and you have got TARDIS blue. There's no more in that one. So here is your TARDIS blue. Slightly darker TARDIS blue, I'd say, as well, actually. And then moving on to your third oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here, you have got a brighter gold pearl, and there's no more in that one. So first set of 3 oysters, you have got a midnight blue, a darker TARDIS blue, and then a brighter gold. Moving on to your second set of 3. So the next 3 oysters came out of your second parcel. So oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with gorgeous darker purple pearls here, almost like a couple of shades darker than the Cadbury purple, so it's that kind of shade to them, that kind of tone even. So a darker Cadbury purple twins. Moving on to your next oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning for a second time, and there's no more in that one. And you're twinning with Autumn Peach twins. Now these are definitely larger than the first 2. Visually you may have one twin which is slightly larger than the other, and the smaller of the 2, so the one that's in the centre, is slightly brighter than his twin as well. And then moving on to your last oyster, Cindy. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are quadding. And there's no more in that one. So you have got 4 pearls from your last oyster, and they are those gorgeous darker toned pearls as well. So let me dry these up for you. Not a problem, Andrea, sorry, I can print it off and add it on. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so you have got a dark chocolate purple, so it's a base chocolate with a purple overtone, a sea green, a TARDIS blue, and a burgundy red as well. Cindy, what do you think to all of these, my lovely? So from the top you have got a midnight blue, and then a dark TARDIS blue, a brighter gold, and then twinning autumn peaches. The visually larger of the 2 is slightly lighter than the visually smaller of the 2. You've then got twinning dark Cadbury purple twins, and then you've got a quadding chocolate purple, so base chocolate with a purple overtone, sea green, TARDIS blue, and a burgundy red. Now Cindy, I'll need to know if you're happy with these colours. If so, that's perfect. And if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. And then I'll need to know if you'd like to have pearls on or off your jewellery. So you've got the heart pendant and the crystal pendant, both of which can have pearls on or off. So if I start running them through the board, and then you can let me know what you'd like to do. Your Midnight Blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Darker TARDIS Blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he is an 8. And then your Gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well. Visually larger Autumn Peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Visually smaller Autumn Peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. So they're actually measuring the same size, it will just be the colour difference that is making them look slightly different sizes. Purple Twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, whoop, where we run into. There we go, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And Purple number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7. So they are measuring different sizes. And then last but not least, your Chocolate with the purple overtone Quadding Pearl is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Sea Green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. TARDIS Blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And then your Burgundy Red is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7. Okay, Cindy, what do you think and what would you like to do? So we've got the crystal pendant and the heart pendant. Hello, good evening. I'm fine, thank you. I hope you're well as well, Helen. I hope we're all having a good Valentine's Day or a good Tuesday. Okay, it will be tonight, Patsy. Yep, it's not a long list. I'll do an updated order list in a moment for you, my lovely. So can you have the gold on the crystal and the sea green on the heart? Of course you can. And then the rest on hoop fittings. Okay, let me write this down for you. So we've got the heart and we've got the crystal. So let me read that again. Gold on the crystal, sea green on the heart, and then you'd like to be invoiced for the other loose pearls on a hoop fitting. Perfect. So I'm just popping these in here for you, Cindy. Your invoice for your hoop fitting, that will get sent across for you tomorrow, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. There we go. Cindy, thank you for the donations with your shells. That's safe up there, and I hope that you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Okay, so Pat, there is currently 4 people left on the order list. Andrea, let me just double check. Yep, that's the same name and address. So Andrea, I've popped yours together, and let me just quickly update this order list on the page, then everyone can see whereabouts they are. So there is still space available for today. Like I say, 4 people on the order list, so it's not a long order list if anybody would like to be to have an opening this evening. And that's just been updated on the page so you guys can see what order you're in. And I'll pop it in the comments as well. So Andrea Jackson, you're up first. Are you here? Or should I say, are you still here? Good night, Sue, my lovely. Thank you for joining us today. I'm going to try drink this tea. I bet it's... It's on the cusp. Andrea Jackson, are you here? Andrea, possibly type I'm invisible. I'm just going to refresh. Oh no, I've just refreshed it and your comments come up. Hello, Andrea, my lovely. I was going to say, I saw you a moment ago, so I didn't think that you wouldn't be here. Okay, so Andrea, you have got 2 of the gifting gonks, and then you've got your oyster opening as well. So we'll open all the oysters together at the end, if that's okay. And then you can decide what colours you'd like to go where. So with the single oyster opening, what type of oyster would you like? And then what I'll do is I'll grab that now, and then we'll get your gifting gonks, and then we'll go from there. So which single oyster would you like? Mystery and donate your shells. Okie dokie. So if we grab your mystery oyster, and then let's go straight across to the gifting gonks. So I'll need to know which 2 of these you would like. You've got besotted, smitten, charmed, and hopeful. Which 2 would you like? So they can be the same, or they can be different. It's up to you. Now your mystery oyster that I've just opened is actually a clapper. I'll just quickly show you. So I've just took it out the packet, and it just means that it's just slightly ajar there. So I'm just going to pop it to the side. Can you have charmed and hopeful? You can indeed. So one from charmed. Oh. One from hopeful. So we'll open up charmed first. So charmed is this one here, and your mystery oyster is just down the front here. Okay, so good luck, my lovely. And I can see a crystal pendant for you, and you've got 1, 2, and 3 oysters there. So you also have got a crystal pendant. Now this one, again, you can choose to have a pearl on or off of the jewellery here. And this one is on the website. It's called the Doting Love Crystal Heart Pendant. And this one's in that burnt orangey red tone. Okay, so I'm actually just going to hold it against the glove, because you can see with the bail, if I hold it like this, it just goes to the side slightly, but that's just because I'm holding it at an angle. As it sits and drops forward, you can see that the crystal does actually hang central. It's just because I'm holding it at an angle so you guys can see it, that it does go to the side, if that makes sense. So this one is actually a longer drop heart compared to our traditional hearts, which are the symmetrical ones. So this one has got a longer, thinner point down the bottom. It's quite a nice, thicker sized crystal, as you can see there. And then, like I said, it's that gorgeous deep orangey, like a burnt orangey red tone to him. Now, if you choose to put your pearl on this one, Andrea, it goes to the top and it would be able to move around. Or you can keep the pendant as it is and then loop the pearls loose. So that's up to you whether you'd like to have a pearl on or off, but I hope you're happy with that one. Okay, then moving on to your second parcel. So in here, okay, so you've got 1 and 2 items of jewellery there, and then we've got 1, 2 and 3 oysters. So second parcel, 2 items of jewellery, and your first one is a charm. So I will pop the fitting on here that you have requested on the order form, and this one again is a 3D charm. So this is the sandal or the flip-flop charm, if you like. So you, as the name describes, it is a sandal. It is a 3D sandal, so you could actually so you can see this is the bottom there. It's got all the gripping design on the bottom of the shoe itself. As you go around, it's got the sandal straps. It's got the design of the shape of the foot. And the 925 stamp is actually stamped where the size of the shoe would go. Let me get, so that little stamp you can see in the middle there, that's a 925 silver stamp, but it's because it's placed there, it then goes in with the design as well. Now the pearl colour we've got with this one is a slightly lighter watermelon. Let me just hold him up here. There we go. So this sort of sits to the side as it's being worn, and it can sort of go from side to side as well. So it's a lighter watermelon. Okay, so I hope you're happy with that item. And then your second item of jewellery is a cage pendant. This cage pendant can hold 1 pearl at a time, and it is one of our Valentine's Day cage pendants. So it's perfectly timed that it's come out today on Valentine's Day. And this has got the triple hearts in here. So this has got 3 hearts which are the same size, I believe. So all intertwined with each other. And then the bottom heart is encrusted with zircon crystals. So we do actually have 2 cage pendants with 3 hearts on. One of them has got 3 different sized hearts, and then as you can see, this one is all the same size. Now your pearl sits, if you can see at the background there, you can sort of make out a circle. That's where your pearl is going to sit, within that circle. So your pearl colours actually shine through all 3 of the hearts themselves. And then with it being a cage pendant, you'll be able to swap and change the pearls around at home if you would like to. So I hope you're happy with that one as well. So crystal pendants where you can choose to have your pearl on or off. And then you've got your cage pendant there where you can swap your pearls in and out. And then of course that charm as well. I hope you're happy with all of those, my lovely. So I'm just opening these oysters for you. And then again, we're keeping them in the 2 sets of 3 so you can see what pearls came out of what parcel. We are going to open your mystery oyster first, and that's just because, like I said before, he is a clapper. It just means that he's just slightly open there, so I don't need to pop him at all. Okay, and you've already said donate your shells. So, Andrea, is there certain colours that you're hoping for at all? Oh, wow. Okay, so mystery oyster, there's your mother of pearl. And you popped one out there, already starting off with a multiple pearl oyster. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Oh, the flesh is loose with this one as well. And there's no more in that one. So you're starting off with a quadding oyster here, and they're quite unusual colours as well. So you've got a sea green. Now that's a pretty quite a nice lighter sea green. You've got a TARDIS blue, and then you've got like a gold, but it's like a bluey gold, so it's a pastel gold. But then here, so let me show you on the glove actually. I don't know if you can see, so it's like a pastel gold, and then it goes into that sort of bluey green tone here, and then back into the gold. I really hope you can see that there. So it's got that sort of two-tonalness there. And then you've got a, I'm going to say it's, I want to say it's a lilac purple, but he's got a blue tone to him as well. It's like a denim blue almost. It's that kind of shade to him. Sorry, I'm just going to get these three focused, and then I'll bring this one forward as well. Thank you very much, Bab. So possibly base lilac purple with a slight blue overtone, possibly like a lighter blurple, denim-y blue tone to him. Beautiful quads to start with there. Ooh. Okay, moving on to the first set of three then with your oysters. So oyster number one. There's one side and the other side. In your first oyster, you've got a darker pearl there, and there's no more in that one. Okay, so this one is a very dark green, so a gunmetal-y green tone. So it's, I would say actually he's a darker gunmetal with a slight green overtone to him. That one has Cinderella vibes. I can see where you're coming from actually. It is very princessy, if you like. Moving on to oyster number two. There's one side. Oh, and the other side. And in here you have got a autumn peach. And there's no more in that one. So there is your autumn peach. And then moving on to the last of the first parcel of oysters. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are quadding. Now this is actually your second set of quads so far. There's no more in that one. And quadding with brighter colours here. So again, just going to dry them off, my lovely, and then we'll pop them in the sand for you. Now these are slightly smaller in size, these quads. So you have got a brighter icy blue, a lemon yellow, a Cadbury purple, and a coral. Look at those. Okay, so icy blue, lemon yellow, Cadbury purple, and a coral. And then moving on to your second set of three. So these are from your second parcel. Oyster number one. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are starting off with a darker pearl again there. There's no more in that one. Okay, so if I have a look at him. Ooh. Oh, you have an oil slick. Now, let me see if I can get this to show. You've got an oil slick with your first pearl from the second parcel. There we go. So it's a dark green. Let me show it with the glove actually. So it's a dark green based pearl. But then when we get to this lighter area here, so already you can see purple flashes there, silvers, blues, and then back into the green. So base green, there's blue there, silvers, purples and green. So you've got a green based oil slick, and I've just popped that one in the centre here. Love that. Moving on to your next oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with lilac purple pearls. Wow, 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 wow. Andrea, you are having some beautiful colours here. So twinning lilac purples. Let's just pop these in the centre as well. Oh. So there they are there. Sorry, my camera's not wanting to focus first time today. There we go. You can see now with the top one why I said it looks more blue than lilac now. And then moving on to your last oyster then. So in here, there's one side and the other side. And in here you have, oh, one's a runaway, one's here. You are twinning for a second time. There's no more in that one. And twinning with beautiful lemon yellow twins. Now these are quite good sized twins here as well. Okay, I'm just going to pop these straight down at the bottom there. Andrea, what do you think to all of these? 2 sets of quads, 2 sets of twins, and then is it 3 single pearls as well? Love it. So what I'll need to know is if you'd like to have a pearl on or off of your crystal pendant, if on, what colour you would like, what pearl you would like on the item of jewellery that you've got, and then of course if you're happy with these colours. If not, we can swap them for you. So to go through them again, you have got a sea green, TARDIS blue, that 2-tonal goldy blue colour, and then you've got that lighter denimy blue pearl there as well. You've got that darker green, so it's a darker gunmetal grey with a green overtone, autumn peach, and then a green based oil slick, twinning lilac purples, and then a quadding icy blue, lemon yellow, Cadbury purple and coral, and then ending with the twinning lemon yellows there as well. So I'm going to start measuring them for you, and then just let me know what you would like to do as soon as you've made your mind up. And if you'd prefer to have some more time to think about it, you can email me your choice across, and then I'll sort it out there for you instead. But that's up to you. I'm very happy to do it on the live as well. So your sea green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He is a 7.5. Your TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He is a 7.5 as well. The 2-tonal goldy blue colour is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And the denim blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He is a 7.5. Darker gunmetal grey with the green overtone is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And your autumn peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Oil slick is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, and he's a 7. And then lilac purple number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Lilac purple number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well, so they're measuring the same size there. Icy blue number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Cadbury purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And your coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5 as well. Then lemon yellow number 1 twin is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. And his twin is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. So they're actually measuring different sizes there. Swap the autumn peach for a burgundy red for the charm, and gold blue for a small silver for the jewellery. Okay, now are you looking for a lighter silver? The smallest lighter silver I have is this one. I'll pop it at the bottom. And then burgundy red. The brightest burgundy red I've got here, where are you? It's going on the charm, is this one. If you possibly prefer a brighter one, I can get you a pre-drilled one that I've already drilled, or if that one's okay there, that's absolutely fine as well. So I've just popped your twins up there just so we can make some room to see the pearls I've added in. So would you be happy with that red and that silver there? Perfect. Perfect. So I'm just going to bring you back up so I can write this down. So we're going to have small silver on the jewellery and then red on the crystal pendant. Just confirm if that's correct. So red on the crystal pendant and then silver on the item of jewellery that you got. Just confirm that I've got that the right way round, if that's okay. Good night, Helen. Thank you for joining us today on the crystal pendant. Okay, so again, so red on the crystal pendant and then silver on the item of jewellery that you chose. That's right? Okay, perfect. Sorry, I didn't want to get it wrong then, so thank you for confirming. That's not a problem. I'm just popping this all on here for you. Okie dokie. Andrea, I hope you're happy with that then. And thank you ever so much for the donations with your shells. And I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, my lovely. And that's safe up there for you. Okay, perfect. And up next then today is Mandy Clayton. Mandy, are you here? Yes, Yvette, we've got space available for today, so if you'd like to order, that's not a problem. Jacqueline, he's doing a lot better, thank you. He hasn't had pain, I believe, today, so fingers crossed. It's dying down, possibly. Perfect, Andrea. I'm glad you're happy. So currently looking for Mandy Clayton. Mandy, are you here? I hope so, Jacqueline. I really do. Mandy, hello, 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 hello. Mandy, you have got 2 oyster openings altogether. So what 2 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Oh, bless you. So Aaron, we found out on Friday, I had to take Aaron to A&E because of the pain he was in, bless him, and he's He had scans and stuff, and he's got kidney stone. I think it's one kidney stone, maybe kidney stones. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, he's got kidney or had kidney stones. So he's got painkillers and medication and stuff. So hopefully he has or will pass it. He doesn't know if he has or not, and I don't know if he will know or not. I don't know. But yeah, he's on the mend, hopefully, fingers crossed. It's such a hard thing because you can't actually, unless you catch it or feel it, you don't actually know. But he's got scans again in a couple of weeks' time to go back and see if he has or not. I don't know. So, mystery oysters, donate your shells, Mandy. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for? Let me get these open for you. There's one. And two. So you're hoping for TARDIS blues. Okay, right, let's go down. So hoping for TARDIS blues. Oyster number 1. Oh, beautiful pop with that one. And then in your first oyster, there's your mother of pearl. So you can see that there's no pearls on that side. And then if we have a squidge in here, you have got a darker purple. And there's no more in that one. So you have got a dark purple pearl from your first oyster. And then, so that's more like a grape purple, I would say. Moving on to oyster number 2. You've got a softer pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see a darker chocolate pearl straight away at the top. If I just have a squidge pop him out, and then if I just check to see if there's anything else in here as well. Okay, there's nothing else in there. So you have got a grape purple and a chocolate pearl, Mandy. Now you did just say you was possibly hoping for TARDIS blue pearls. Now if you wanted to swap for TARDIS blue, that's absolutely not a problem. I do definitely have pre-drilled TARDIS blue pearls. If you prefer to have pearls for me to drill, then I may have to go through, you may have to wait possibly for me to have 2 matching ones because my pot is slightly lower. But I've definitely got, I'm looking at the bag, blues in that bag that are pre-drilled, so it's up to you. Or of course, if you're happy with these or prefer a different colour, that's absolutely fine as well. If I run them through the board for you, your grape purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And then that chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Can you swap? And the pre-drilled are fine. Perfect. If I show you, you can also sort of see lots of blues in here. So let me just grab a few out. Then I can find 2, which are the same shade and size. Oh, they are beautiful blues though. Let me just show you those. Okay, so I'm just going to see if any of these are matching for us. Okay. How about these two here? Would you be happy with those two? Blue's your favourite colour. Oh, I love that. Well, is this the correct shade? I could possibly carry on having a look through and possibly go for a slightly darker if you'd like me to, as these two were the lightest of the ones I pulled out, but these two are the same size. So if they're not the correct shade, like I say, I can carry on having a look for slightly darker ones. Or would you be happy with that shade? Oh, perfect, Yvette. I'm glad you've got them. Yesterday. Received them yesterday. Okay, so I was trying to work out when I posted them. Well, I'm glad you got them in time, my lovely. Darker if I have. Well, I'll just have a quick look, my lovely, because then you can see. In fact, let me just get my dish out. It'll be a lot faster. There we go. Right. Okay, so slightly darker blues. Oh, they are beautiful. Okay, so, oh, them ones scream out to me straight away. Okay, so if I move these up, and we've got these two. Sorry, now I've buried them. I'm just making it so the hole is at the back so you can see the colour without seeing. So that's slightly darker. It's actually, oh, slightly darker again there. Are any of the, I mean, they all look quite light on the camera, but they are a TARDIS blue. Are any of those what you're thinking? So we've got pair number 1, number 2, or number 3. They do look, like I say, they do look lighter, but they are, especially these two, they are darker TARDIS blues. So number 1, number 2, or number 3. Number 3, of course. I'll just take the other ones back and pop them in there for now. Okie dokie, let me bring you back up, and then I need to make a note to say that these are pre-drilled. And I can pop them on your jewellery for you. So, blues, pre-drilled. Okay, Mandy, I hope you're happy with that then, my lovely. I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. That's safe up there for you. And thank you ever so much for the donations with your shells. You're very, very welcome. Okay, up next today is Rebecca Saltoff. Rebecca, are you here? Rebecca, hello. Julie, hello, my lovely. Rebecca, you have got one of our gifting gonks, so let's go across here for you. Which gonk would you like? We have got besotted, smitten, charmed, or hopeful. Besotted and donate the shells. So besotted, let's bring you back. Good luck, my lovely. And in here, I can see a flash of colour there already. So you have got 1 and 2 items of jewellery. And then we've got 1, 2 and 3 oysters there. So 2 items of jewellery. If I show you this charm to start with, this is a ready-made charm. And this is our candy skull charm. Now, I'm not sure if this one's still on the website or not. It used to be on the website, but it may have sold out for now. So this is a single side, I suppose it's double-sided because it's the same on both sides, but it's a 2D, so it's not the 3D charms. And if I get him focused, it is a candy skull because he's got love heart eyes. Let me get the card. And then his nose is an upside down love heart. So there we go. So it is that lighter silver. It's just when I hold it like this, it reflects the camera back, which makes it look like he's darker. So you can see the love heart eyes and upside down love heart nose is cut out of the skull there. Now we've paired this one with a larger sized pink or hot pink pearl. Now I say it's a larger size because obviously when it's sitting like this you can see, but when it's around the reverse side, when you're wearing it, you actually see, obviously, let me do it where you'll be wearing it. There we go. You see the pink through the eyes there if it's on the reverse side. I know I can't get it focused. So hot pink pearl with your candy skull charm. I'm so sorry. It's like we're wearing drunk glasses. There we go. So I hope you're happy with that item. And then your second item is a pair of earrings. Now this pair of earrings, they are stud back earrings, and we definitely do need to have 2 pearls on here, so a pearl on each of the earrings. So you definitely need to pop your pearls on here. So stud back earrings, and they are heart earrings. Your pearls are going to be set right in the center of the earrings here, and then as you can see, surrounding the pearl are zircon crystal embedded hearts. So you can see the whole outline is crystal, so it gives that little bit of sparkle, and then it's that heart surrounding the pearl. Rebecca, I hope you're happy with those as well, my lovely. So as I say, we'll definitely need to have 2 pearls to go with those. And then you've got 3 oysters here. So you've already said you'd like to donate your shells. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for at all? 1, 2 and 3. So oyster number 1. You love both items of jewellery. Perfect. Oyster number 1. There's one side. and the other side. And straight away in here, I can see a gorgeous lighter icy blue. There's no more in that one. We're going to wait to see what colours come out. Okay, perfect. So icy blue to start with. Oh, Mr. Camera, please focus. There we go. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and in here you've got a beautiful pastel gold pearl, and there's no more in that one. So let me hold up your pastel gold. And then moving on to your last oyster. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and in here you've got a second gold pearl. Now he does look like he's slightly brighter than your first gold. But let me just dry him up and I'll hold them next to each other so we can have a look here. So you've got an icy blue and 2 golds. Oh, let me just clean that off slightly more. They're very similar, but I do think that the second one is just that touch brighter than the first. Very similar. Rebecca, what do you think to these, my lovely? If you're happy with these, I'll need to know which 2 you would like to go onto your earrings. And if you're not happy, that's absolutely fine. We can swap them for you. Your icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And then gold number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And gold number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. Okay, so the golds are measuring slightly different sizes compared to each other as well. I'm afraid I don't have any sunset pearls. And sunset pearls are extremely rare. So if you're looking for sunset for the earrings, I don't know how long a wait it would be to get sort of 2 which were the same size. I don't even know if it would happen, if you know what I mean, just because they don't come into my swaps very often at all. If you're looking for just the one, I could possibly pop you on a waiting list, but again, I don't know how long that wait would be. I do apologise. It's just when they come out, not a lot of people actually swap them out again because they are stunning pearls. I hope that makes sense. What do you think? What would you like to do? Pinky watermelon. I can definitely have pinky watermelon in. Are you thinking about putting them on the earrings? So we're looking for 2 pinky watermelons. Look at these. So these are base watermelon, but just because they're slightly lighter than the bright bold ones, they do then have that sort of pinky tone to them. but definitely a base watermelon. And we don't see them often actually, because the bright ones are normally requested. So I'm just matching two for you so you can see. Ah. Okay, so I would say those two. For the earrings, perfect. So if you're happy with this shade here, which two would you like to swap out, my lovely? So just confirm if you're happy with those two there, and then if so, which two pearls you'd like to swap out, and then we'll pop these ones on the earrings for you. Keep the gold in the middle and swap the other two. Perfect. And are you happy with those watermelon there? I'm just going to bring you back up, but if you're not happy, we can go back down and change the shade for you. Oh, slightly lighter. I do indeed. Do I have a lighter watermelon pot than that? Bright watermelon. Sorry, I'm just looking to see if I've got a pot with even lighter ones. If not, I do have lighter ones in here. No, I don't think I do, but I've definitely got light ones in here. So, are we thinking this kind of... let me just grab two the same size again. Nope, that's too big. I feel like Goldilocks when I do this. That's too big, that's too small, and then that's just right. Okay, so let's have a look at these two. So we've gone quite lights now. Let me hold these up, see if these are okay. So you can definitely see the difference with the brighter and then the lighter. Are they too light of a colour though? Or are they okay? Just going to take those brighter ones away. Oh. Oh, can you have the brighter ones? You can. I suddenly thought as I put them in. Okay, so just to confirm. Are those? No, they're the same colour. Okay, so you'd like to have these ones on the jewellery. Okay, again, I'm just going to bring you up, but just confirm that as the last time, my lovely. Just those brighter ones that I just shown you on the jewellery. So I'm wrapping up your gold and your charm, and then I'll write down that we're having those on the... Oh, sorry, I've got an itchy tip of my nose. Oh, yes, please. Perfect. So, watermelons on there. Perfect. Rebecca, I hope you're happy with that then, my lovely. I've got your note, and of course that's absolutely fine. I'll do that for you. And yeah, thank you for the donations with your shells, and I hope you'll be happy with everything once it all arrives. And that's safe up there for you. Currently got 2 people on the order list. So if anybody would like to order, there is still space available for today. And then I'll do an updated order list as we go. Up next today is Pat Fraser. Pat, are you still here? Rebecca, you're very, very welcome. Pat, hello, hello, hello. Pat, you have got 2 of our gifting gonks. So if we go across for you, which 2 would you like, my lovely? So again, the names are Besotted, Smitten, Charmed and Hopeful. Which 2 would you like? You can have the same 2, or you can have different 2. It's completely up to you. Smitten and Hopeful. So Smitten is this one and Hopeful is this one. So we'll open up Smitten first. So Smitten is this one. So good luck, Patsy, or Pat, sorry. There we go. Oh. And straight away you can see 1 and 2 items of jewellery there, and then 1, 2 and 3 oysters in that one. So your 2 items of jewellery is, your first one is a charm. So this charm, we will of course add the fitting that you've chosen on your order onto here, and this is the crab charm. So this is a one-sided charm. It is hollow on the back, almost looks like kissing lips on the back with the crab there, but then you can see the crab design on this side. Now he is slightly domed, so he does have some texture to him, and his pincers are meeting at the top there above his eyes. We've paired this one with a gorgeous brighter watermelon pearl. Let me just let it hang. So you can see the brighter watermelon there, and then that pearl sort of swings side to side and rests around the crab at the top there. So I hope you're happy with that one. Carol, yes, I didn't realise you came on. I called you at the start and I didn't see you, so I'll definitely add you back in again, Carol. That's not a problem. Now your second item, Pat, this one is a crystal pendant. So this crystal pendant, you can have your pearl on or off of the jewellery. It's completely up to you. And we've seen this design tonight. So this is the longer, thinner rectangle, so the baguette crystal pendant, and this one is that smoky silver colour. So we saw a light silver earlier. This is the darker silver, so it's got that lighter and darker shades, and it almost gives that smoky effect to him. This one also, we've actually popped onto a different bail. So if you choose to have your pearl on this jewellery, it does go at the top here, but it sits more at the top and it can move around side to side. So it sits just above the crystal. Or you can choose to have no pearl on the jewellery and keep the pendant as it is. So that's going to be completely up to you. So that's your second item of jewellery from your first parcel there. So I hope you're happy with both of those. Oh, bless you, Carol. It's not a problem. I'll add you back in again. Pat, if we move on to parcel number 2. Okay, and you have got one item of jewellery there, and then 1, 2, and 3 oysters. So this item is a cage pendant, and it is one of our Valentine's Day cage pendants. So again, it's perfect timing for it to come out today. And this one has got 2 hearts on him. This one can hold 1 pearl at a time, and then of course with it being a cage pendant you can swap and change the pearls around at home. Now these 2 hearts are intertwined, as you can see down the centre here. This heart is the plain 925 silver, and the heart on the opposite side is encrusted with zircon crystals. So you can see that they weave in and out of each other down the centre there. Again, the circle at the back is where you can see your pearl is going to be sitting, and then your pearl then can be seen through both hearts, so both sides of the hearts there. So I hope you're happy with that one as well, Patsy. So you've got your cage pendants, and then the crystal pendants where you can choose whether you have your pearl on or off the jewellery. So I'm just going to open your 6 oysters here. Again, we're going to keep both parcels of oysters separate, just so you can see which ones came from which which parcel. Very happy? Perfect. So would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells at all? And are there certain colours that you're hoping for? So if we start with oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in oyster number 1, you are twinning. No more in that one. And you've said you'd like to donate your shells. Thank you very much, my lovely. Twinning with rose gold twins here. So these are more natural coloured rose golds. So you've got one which is slightly lighter, one which is slightly darker, but there's definitely not a lot in it. So twinning rose golds to start with. Oh, sorry, running away there. I push them down slightly just so they don't run away. Moving on to oyster number 2. Got some sand on here now as well, so I'm just moving that out of the way. There we go. Oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and in here you have got a runaway. There's no more in that one. And you have got a second, or should I say a third, rose gold. So you've got twinning rose golds and then a single rose gold. So if I just popped it underneath, you can see that the single one is slightly brighter compared to the twins. Beautiful. And then moving on to your third oyster. So the last oyster from the first parcel. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are quadding. And there's no more in that one. So you are quadding with gorgeous brighter coloured quads here as well. So I've got a hole through the kitchen towel, so I am going to swap that out here as well here. Apparently my wording's gone a bit funny. I do apologise. So you've got a bright coral, a just slightly slightly brighter than a lemon yellow. So in between a yellow lemon. Oh, let me start that again, Pat. Sorry. It's in between a lemon yellow and a sunshine yellow. So it's a gorgeous brighter yellow, a bright deep icy blue, and then a brighter Cadbury purple as well. So coral, yellow, icy blue and purple there from your quadding oyster. And then moving on to the next three. So oyster number 1 from the second parcel. Oh, there's one side and the other side. And you are quadding for a second time. And there's no more in that swim. Let me just dry these up for you. Okay, so second set of quads, you have got a coral, which is lighter than the first coral that you got. You've got a lilac purple, a dark purple, and then this one is a dark green. Hopefully you can see those flashes of green there. So you've got a coral, a lilac purple, a dark purple, and then a dark green. And then still 2 more oysters to go. So moving on to your next oyster. There's one side and the other side. And oh wow, look at those twinning. Twinning gorgeous bright apple green twins. And there's no more in that swim. I'm going to pop these twins right at the top next to your first set of twins here. So beautiful bright apple green twins. And then moving on to your last oyster. Now this one does have a slight split in it here, so it may fall apart as I open him. Yeah, I think it might do. Oh, there's one side and the other side. Oh, and you're twinning for a third time. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, Pat, my lovely, you have got 3 sets of twins, 2 sets of quads, a single pearl, a cage pendant, a crystal pendant, and a charm. Okay, so these icy blue twins, they are slightly two-tonal, and it does actually look like one blue is slightly larger than the other, but we'll find that out in just a moment. So let's go through these colours for you. You've got rose gold twins, one brighter, one slightly lighter, bright apple green twins, and then a single rose gold. You've got a quadding coral, brighter lemon yellow, icy blue and Cadbury purple, and then you've got a quadding coral, lilac purple, dark purple and dark green, and then you've got twinning slightly two-tonal icy blues as well. Now, Pat, I will need to know if you'd like to have a pearl on or off of the crystal pendant, and if on, which colour you would like. And then, of course, if you're happy with all of these colours, that's perfect. And if you'd like to swap any of these, that's absolutely fine as well. Just let me know what you would like to do. If I start running all of these through the board for you. Darker rose gold number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And his twin is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. So they are measuring the same size there. Apple green number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. And apple green number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. So they're measuring different sizes, but they actually visually look the same size. The single rose gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And then quad coral number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. The brighter lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And the icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. Your brighter purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. Not a 6.5. He is a 7. Moving on to the second set of quads, the coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Lilac purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. The purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And the dark green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5 as well. And then moving on to the twinning icy blues, blue number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. And blue number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. So they do look visually different, but they're measuring the same size. Apple greens on studs, of course I can. No pearl on the pendant, and can you order a chain too? Of course you can. I can invoice you for a chain on the invoice for the studs, or let me bring you up. You can order a chain on the website, and then I can add it to the order that way. So it's up to you whatever way you'd like to do it. If you'd like me to add it onto the invoice, that's absolutely fine. Just let me know what one you'd like, and I'll make a note of it here. Or you can email me your preference as well if you prefer not to say. Thought you'd press sped up. I do like to, if there's a lot of pearls, I do speed up slightly, just because if I do it at my normal speaking speed, it will literally take double, sometimes double and a half, time and a half. It will take a very long time. So hang on. Invoice for studs with the apple green. And it's not that I mind taking a long time, it's just I wouldn't want to bore everybody saying the same numbers at a slower speed. I'm just popping your other pearls in here. Oh, actually, Pat, I have started moving the pearls, but just confirm for me, are you happy with all of the other colours as well? And we're going to have no pearl on the jewellery. Very happy with the other colours. Perfect. What did you say about the chain? Sorry, it didn't come through. Would you like me to invoice, add one on the stud invoice, or would you prefer to order one online and then I'll just add it to this order? If you just pop it down as an add-on, you then don't add postage if you do it that way, if that makes sense. Oh, bless you, Dawn. Okay, that's perfect. So let me just make a note of that as well. Okay, so I've got that down for you. The invoice will get sent across for you tomorrow. It will go to the email address that's on the order form. I want to thank you as well for the donations with your shells. And again, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And that's safe up there for you. Okie dokie. Let me just update the order list on the page quickly, just so you can see whereabouts you are. So we've got Yvette, you're up next, then Carol G, and then Sarah M. So I've popped that on the page, and I'll just pop it in the comments as well. There we go. Patsy, you're very, very welcome. So up next today is Yvette Wayne. Yvette, are you here? Just booking in your loyalty cards, my lovely. There we go. So Yvette Wayne, are you here? There we go. Yvette, if you're here, please type I'm invisible. It'll bring your comment forward so I can see you. Nope, never mind. I've just refreshed the comments. I do need to remember to refresh before I say that. Hello, 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 my lovely. You have got one of our gifting gonks, and then you do have the loyalty card as well, so we'll add that on and open all the oysters together at the end, if that's okay. So first of all, which gifting gonk would you like? And then also which oyster would you like as well for your additional one, and we'll add that all together. So with the gonks, you've got Besotted, Smitten, Charmed and Hopeful. I'm just going to keep refreshing my comments so I don't miss anything. Which one would you like? Smitten, Donate the Shells and Mystery. Perfect. So Smitten is this one. Let's bring you straight back across. Actually, I'm just going to bring you up. You'll still see I've got it. Just grab your mystery oyster as well. Oh, nearly knocked my tea over then. That's dangerous. Let's go down. So if we open up Smitten, good luck, my lovely. Okay, so you have got one item of jewellery, 1, 2 and 3 oysters there. And your item of jewellery is a cage pendant. Again, you've got a Valentine's Day cage pendant. We haven't seen this one yet tonight, and this one is a swirly whirly hearts one. So if you have a look here, so it is a double hearts one. So you've got this smaller heart at the top, so it sort of goes into a heart, comes down, swirls around, goes up into a swell. So up, down, swirls around, up, swell, down, round, swell, up, round, swell. So you can see that one sort of twines itself and goes up and round there. Now the bottom heart is the larger heart which this little one is carrying. Now the top half of it is encrusted with the crystals, and then the bottom half sort of it fades into the plain silver with that. So you've got crystal on the top, curves, silver on the bottom, and then your pearl is seen through both the hearts. It sort of sits more in the center, so it is seen more through the larger of the heart, but you can see it with the smaller heart as well. So with it being a cage pendant, you're going to be able to swap and change the pearls around in here. It's beautiful, perfect. I'm glad you're happy with him. So you've got 3 oysters here, and then your mystery oyster as well. So you've said you'd like to donate your shells. Is there certain colours that you're hoping for at all? So we'll start with the mystery oyster. You've got a softer pop there. Oh, okay, there we go. So mystery oyster. There's a little bit of flesh on that side, but we can see that there's no pearls there at all. I can see straight away, however, that you are twinning. And twinning with coral twins there. And I'm just having a squidge. There's no more in that one. So twinning with coral twins, and these two, visually they do look like they're slightly different sizes. So we've got one, and then the visually smaller one. Now the visually larger one does look slightly darker as well, as we can see in the sand there. Moving on to oyster number 1 from the parcel. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have got a rose gold. Rose gold is the colour of the night tonight, I think. It is such a gorgeous colour. So you've got a single rose gold from your first parcel oyster. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And oh, in here you've got a bridal white, and there's no more in that one. So second parcel oyster, you have got your bridal white. And then moving on to the last of the 3 oysters. There's one side and the other side. And you are quadding. There's none on that side, so let me just squidge these out. Quadding with the last oyster, Yvette. And there's no more in that one. Okay, let me just dry these up for you as well. Oh, bless you, Carol. Good night, my lovely. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, Yvette, you have got a coral, lemon yellow, lilac purple, and then a darker gunmetal grey. What do you think to all of these, my lovely? Of course, if you're happy with these colours, that's perfect. They are yours. If you're not happy, we can, of course, swap them for you. So it's going to be completely up to you. So you've got twinning corals, one visually smaller, one visually larger. You've got a rose gold, a bridal white, and then you've got quadding coral, lemon yellow, lilac purple, and gunmetal grey. If I run them through the board for you, visually smaller coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The visually larger coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So they are measuring different sizes there. The rose gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he is an 8. And then your bridal white is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So they're measuring, no, they're measuring the same, but they're not the twins. Sorry. And then your quadding oyster is your corals, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Lilac purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the darker gunmetal grey is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7 as well. What do you think to all of these colours, my lovely? Swap the gunmetal and the very light coral for lemon yellows, please. So the very light coral is that one, and the gunmetal. Unless you meant the rose gold. So I'm going to hold it back up for you in a moment so you can see if I've got the right coral there for lemon yellows. Okay, have a look here for me. So did I swap out the correct one? And are you happy with those yellows at the... No, that's the right coral. Okay, perfect. And then are you happy with those yellows there? Oh, I nearly popped it in that pre-drilled pot then. So I've still got that next to me. Oh, bless you, Bronnie. Oh, gosh. Do you have an ETA of when things will start to come back on for you, my lovely? That's all perfect, Yvette. Okie dokie. You're very, very welcome. I'm just going to put them all in here for you. There we go. And then with your cage pendant as well. So, Yvette, my lovely, you have got that all on there. I hope you're going to be happy with everything once it arrives. Thank you again for the donations with your shells there. And that's safe up there for you. Okay, and up next today is Carol Gale. Carol, are you still here? I'm just going to pop something on my lips because... Oh, I nearly dropped it then. Carol Gale, are you here? Carol, hello, hello, hello. Yvette, you're very welcome. Carol, can you have charmed, please? Of course you can. Donate the shells, and you're hoping for a dark watermelon, possibly. Okay, so you do have one of our gifting gonks. Let's go across to that screen for you. And you would like to have charmed. So charmed is this one here. And if I bring you straight across, my lovely. Good luck, Carol. Okay, so you have got a crystal pendant and 1, 2 and 3 oysters there. Now, we have seen this style of crystal pendant this evening already. However, this is a different colour and has a different bail on him. Now, this is the Doting Love crystal pendant, so that heart crystal pendant. However, this is the rainbow one, which means, as you can see already, depending on where the light hits it, this crystal heart gives off these beautiful rainbow colours. So I'm just going to get this focused so you can see. Now this one, Carol, you can choose to have your pearl on or off the jewellery. There we go. So you have it on or off the jewellery, so you can either keep this as it is, or you can have your pearl on here, which will sit at the top and move around. Now, as you can see, because of all the different colours here, any colour pearl is going to go on with this pendant, because it's just going to bring out the colour in the crystal. It is absolutely stunning. So this one's called the Rainbow Doting Love Crystal Pendant on the website. So I hope you're happy with that one, Carol, my lovely. and then 3 oysters to go alongside him. So possibly hoping for a watermelon, a bright watermelon. And now you've seen the jewellery, is there another colour you're hoping for? Or are we going to wait to see what comes out and go from there? Oyster number 1. It is a lovely one, Dawn. Right, there's one side. And the other side. Oyster number 1, Carol, you are quadding. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's no more in that one. So you've got 4 pearls from your first oyster here. Let me just dry them up for you. Okay, we have got a TARDIS blue, a dark black cherry, a brighter gold, and a icy blue. So TARDIS blue, black cherry, brighter gold, and brighter icy blue to start with from your first oyster. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. That's absolutely fine, Carol, my lovely. Inside your second oyster, you've got a darker pearl there, and there's no more in that one. And this one here is a darker silver pearl. And then moving on to your last oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have got a chocolate. There's no more in that one. And it's quite a nice larger sized chocolate as well. Okay, so we didn't get the brighter watermelon here. So if you would like to swap one of these for that brighter watermelon, we can definitely do that for you. Or if you're happy with these, that's absolutely fine as well. So you've got a TARDIS blue, a black cherry, a brighter gold, and an icy blue, dark silver, and then a chocolate brown. Now, you've already said you'd prefer to have no pearls on the jewellery, so that's absolutely fine. So I'll just need to know if you're happy with these colours, and if not, we can swap them for you. Your TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. Black cherry is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. Brighter gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. And then the bright icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He is a 6.5. Your dark silver is a runaway, and he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And last but not least, that chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He is an 8.5. Okay, what do you think, Carol, to these colours, my lovely? Change the dark silver for a watermelon. Of course you can. So if you just have a look at this watermelon here, let me know if you're happy with this one. And then if you are happy with the watermelon, just also confirm, are you happy with the other colours as well? The rest are fine and the watermelon's beautiful. Perfect. Okay, Carol, I'm glad you're happy with those, my lovely. I'm sorry that we missed each other at the start, but thank you for sort of shouting out to let me know you're here, my lovely. And I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And of course, thank you ever so much for the donations with your shells. Now, if I just pop that, we're going to have no pearl on the jewellery on there. Okie dokie. And that's safe up there for you, my lovely. So I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And then up next today is Sarah McIntosh. Sarah, are you here? Oh, no, not, don't, it's absolutely fine, my lovely. Sarah McIntosh, are you here? Good evening, Bev, my lovely. Sarah, hello, hello, hello. Sarah, you have got one of our gifting gonks as well today. So, which gonk would you like? We have got besotted, smitten, charmed, and hopeful. Which one would you like? Can you have hopeful? Of course you can. So that's this one here. I think that's the last one in that bucket. So let's, oh, sorry, there we go. Let's bring you back across and good luck, Sarah. So in here, you have got one item of jewellery and 1, 2, 3 oysters in that one. And sorry, my voice is going. You also have a cage pendant. So your cage pendant can hold 1 pearl at a time, and then you'll be able to swap and change your pearl around in your cage pendant at home. This cage pendant, again, it's one of the new cage pendants this year. And look at him. So overall, it is a heart. Then on this little section of the heart here, it's encrusted with zircon crystals. You then have the crystal, like three crystals diagonally going across in the middle with a bar of silver on each side. And then the bail, which is coming up the centre there, is also encrusted with the zircon crystals. So the bail comes down into the swooshes of silver, and then the 3 crystals coming across. You've got the hearts coming around, and then the little flash of crystals down the side here as well. Your pearl goes in the centre and actually comes out, so you can see the circle in the centre. So the pearl colours come out around the crystals in the centre there, so then it gives that flash of colour surrounding that. I hope you're happy with that one, Sarah. And then you've got 3 oysters alongside him. So let me get these open. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? So oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in oyster number 1, you are twinning. There's no more in that one. You're twinning with bridal white twins to start with. Oh, bless you, Alison. Well, please don't feel like you have to do that at all. I appreciate you coming on and supporting the business by watching and talking and having a chat. Honestly, thank you, my lovely. So, bridal white twins to start with, Sarah. Donate the shells and we're going to wait to see what comes out. Okay. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and in here you are twinning for a second time, and you're actually twinning with bridal white twins again, but we can definitely see a size difference with these and the first set of twins. So you can see you've got one larger set and then one smaller set. And then Sarah, moving on to your last oyster. There's one side. Oh, and the other side. And in here you are quadding. And you've got 4 pearls in your last oyster. Okay, so again, let me just dry these up for you. You have got a bright icy blue, a darker TARDIS blue, a bright gold, and a brighter candy floss pink. What do you think to all of these, my lovely? So you've got 2 sets of twins. They're both bridal white twins, one smaller set, one larger set. And then you've got a quadding icy blue, TARDIS blue, bright gold, and a brighter candy floss pink. If you're happy with all of these colours, that's perfect, they are yours. And if you're not happy, we can swap them for you. I'll just need to know what colours you'd like to swap out and then what colours you'd like to swap in. If I run them through the board, the bridal white twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Bridal white twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. So those twins are measuring the same size there. Twin set number 2, twin 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So again, those twins are measuring the same size. So one set of 6.5s, one set of 7.5s. Measuring the quads, the brighter icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Your TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. The brighter gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And then your candy floss pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Of course you can. So you'd like to swap 3 of the whites. Is there a certain white that you'd like to keep? So would you prefer to keep a smaller or a larger white? So we're going to go for forest green. Blush pink. Actually, let's go that one. Blush pink. and burgundy red. That one's brighter. Okay, so have a look at those 3 colours there I've added in. Would you be happy with those 3? And then, like I said before, is there a certain white that you'd like to keep? So one of the smaller ones or one of the larger ones at all? Oh, I'm just going to refresh this because I don't think it's come through. Oh, there we go. Keep the large one. Sorry, Sarah, your comment didn't come through, so I just refreshed it. So keep the large one, and you're happy with the other colours there. Perfect. Let me bring you back up then. Okay, let me pop these all in here. They are yours. Sarah, thank you ever so much for the donations with your shells. And that's on there for you. So I hope that you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, my lovely. Perfect. And I'm sorry that I didn't see your comments. Right, I think that's the end of the order list for today. Let me just refresh this for you, or for me, I should say. Okie dokie. We're going to be live again on Friday evening. So if you'd like to join us for Friday, we'll be live from around 8 p.m. On Friday. If you would like to order, there is still space available to be added onto the order list then as well. I hope you all have a brilliant rest of your week, and I'll see you on Friday. Take care. Bye.